Hello dear students. In the last lecture we have discussed regarding the physical property, that is atomic size or atomic radius, ionic radius, then electronegativity, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy. These properties we have discussed in the last lecture. In the today's lecture we are going to discuss some chemical properties and their trends in the periodic table. So under the chemical properties point, okay, we are going to discuss the first thing, that is valency. Okay. So what is mean by valency? Okay, what is its definition? Valency is the number of electron present in outermost orbital. So whatever the number of electron present in the outermost orbital, we can say that number is equal to the valency of element, or what we can say, 8 minus the number of electron present in the outermost orbital. So here I have written some and this definition or this valency, what we are going to determine, this is only for the representative group, that is group that is S block and P block. And this valency for S block and P block elements varies from 1 to 4. So now as per the first definition, I have chosen the second row element or second period elements, that is lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. So as per the first definition, what we can say, the number of electron present in the outermost cell. So if you try to write the electronic configuration of lithium, okay, lithium has atomic number 3 and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1. Now this is your K, the first cell, and this is your L. Okay, now in the outermost cell there is only one single electron, and that's why as per the first definition, what we can say, for lithium the valence is 1, for beryllium it is 2, for boron it is 3, for carbon it is 4, nitrogen it is 5, for oxygen it is 6, and for fluorine it is 7. Okay, as per second definition, okay, and the second definition is applicable from group 15 onwards. Group, this is group 15, 16 and 17. We will apply this second definition for these elements, okay, or from, you can say, from 14 also. Okay, so from 15 onwards, what we can say, that the 8 minus number of electron present in the outermost cell. So this will become 3. 8 minus 5 it is 3, 8 minus 6 it is 2, and 8 minus 7 it is 1. So for nitrogen we can say that its valence is 3 or 5, for oxygen it is 2 or 6, for fluorine it is 1 or 7. Okay, so this is regarding the valency of an element. Okay, and the valency is nothing but the number of electron present in the outermost cell, but this concept is applicable for only the representative group elements. Okay, so for overall entire periodic table, the concept what we are using for valency, that is called as oxidation state. Okay, nowadays it is, the valency is called as oxidation state. And what is oxidation state? Oxidation state is nothing but charge present on an atom. Okay, charge present on an atom of an element in a compound is called as oxidation state. So for example, I have taken over here NaCl. Okay, so in this NaCl, what we know, that the sodium is present in the first period. So sodium is from first group, and chlorine is from first group Na, and chlorine is from 17th group, where it is from 17th group. Now what we know, that the electronegativity then electron gain enthalpy, and ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy. So these property we know about them. Okay, what is ionization enthalpy? When now this is from first group, this is from 17. So and they are come in the third period. So they are from the same period. Okay, so now if you look at these three properties, ionization enthalpy of first group element, it is low. Okay, why? Because we have told that while moving from left to right, the ionization enthalpy increases. So the first group member, extreme left, it is electropositive character, extreme right, it is electronegative character. So ionization enthalpy of sodium is low, ionization enthalpy of chlorine is very high. Electron gain enthalpy value, if we consider, electron gain enthalpy value is of sodium is it is very low. Okay, but chlorine has high negative value of electron gain enthalpy. So chlorine releases a high amount of energy when it receives an electron. And electronegativity, if we talk, sodium has very low electronegativity compared to chlorine, because chlorine is most electronegative. It is present at the extreme right hand side. Now this chlorine has a tendency to accept an electron, as its electron gain enthalpy value is high, electronegativity is high, ionization enthalpy is very high. So it has a tendency to accept an electron, while sodium has low electronegativity, low electron gain enthalpy, and very low ionization enthalpy. That's why sodium loses one electron. Okay, and if you compare the electronic configuration of these two, okay, it has 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, while chlorine has 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Okay, now it is very easy to remove this electron. Okay, as there is only single electron, and it has a low ionization enthalpy, but it has very high ionization enthalpy. So we can't remove these 7 electron from the outermost cell, and that's why sodium loses one electron, chlorine accepts one electron. Now if you compare the charge present on sodium and chlorine, okay, now the charge on sodium in NaCl is +1 and Cl is -1, what you have studied in the 10th standard. Okay, so that's why what we can say that the oxidation state, that is nothing but charge present on an atom in a compound. On sodium it is +1, so oxidation state of sodium in this case it is +1, while Cl it is -1. Okay, and for that purpose we will discuss another two example. Okay, that is Na2O and F2O or OF2. Okay, so which are discussed in the textbook. So here if you compare the electronegativity, ionization enthalpy and electron gain enthalpy, sodium has less values. Okay, and oxygen is more. So what it is? It is electronegativity, okay, negativity, then electron gain enthalpy and ionization enthalpy. So if you compare these three properties of sodium and oxygen, you will observe that sodium has very low electron gain enthalpy, very low ionization enthalpy, and very low electronegativity, while oxygen has very high electronegativity, very high electron gain enthalpy, and very high ionization enthalpy also. So what happened? The electronic configuration, if you compare sodium now 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, while oxygen has electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2 2p5. Okay, so here the oxygen required only one electron to become its electronic configuration, or this p orbital will be fulfilled. And if sodium releases one electron, its p will be fulfilled. Now what we have studied, a half filled fulfilled electronic configuration has a extra stability. Now if oxygen get one electron, sorry, here it is 4, oxygen gets 2 electrons. Okay, then oxygen will form a stable electronic configuration, that is fulfilled electronic configuration. And if sodium loses one electron, it will form fulfilled electronic configuration. Okay, now here in this compound, two sodium atom loses their 2 electron. Okay, loses their 2 electron towards the oxygen, and oxygen accept that 2 electrons. What it means, that each sodium loses 1 electron, means it carries positive charge, 1 positive charge, and oxygen atom receives 2 electron, it means it carries 2 negative charges. Now the oxidation state of sodium in this compound is +1, and oxygen it is -1. Okay, now here it is fluorine and oxygen. Electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2 2s2 2p5, and electronic configuration of oxygen it is 1s2 2s2 2p4. Okay, now here what we are saying, oxygen requires 2 electron to become a stable. Okay, but in this case, if you observe, fluorine is more electronegative. Okay, then ionization enthalpy of fluorine is high. It is high, and electron gain enthalpy also high. Now fluorine has high value of electron gain enthalpy, ionization enthalpy, and electronegativity, and that's why fluorine is now going to accept electron from oxygen. Okay, now here each fluorine required 1 electron to fulfill its p orbital. Okay, and which gives extra stability to fluorine. Okay, so each oxygen atom gives 1 electron to fluorine. Okay, and that's why fluorine accept 1 electron, and that's why on each fluorine atom there is a -1 charge, while there is a single oxygen which is going to lose 2 electrons, and that's why it has a +2 charge. So in this compound, the oxidation state of fluorine is -1, and the oxidation state of oxygen it is +2. So while calculating the oxidation state of any atom, okay, in a compound, what we have to consider, we have to compare that particular atom with other atom, okay, or a different element atom. Regarding the what are the point we have to compare? Electronegativity, then electron gain enthalpy, and ionization enthalpy. Now if the element, okay, if the element is from extreme left, okay, they always carries positive charge, and the elements from extreme right, they always carries a negative charge. This is positive, they are electropositive, and they are electronegative. So if the two atoms, for example hydrogen and water, oxygen, they forming water molecule. Hydrogen comes to extreme right hand side, so we are consider it is from first group, and oxygen it is from 16 group. So it is on the right hand side, it is on the left hand side. So hydrogen always carries +1, and oxygen always -2. So you have to consider all these things while assigning the oxidation state to the atom. So this is regarding the oxidation state. So next point we will discuss.